Alright guys, this video is going to be about going out and living life and where we're heading as a people. Where we're heading is we're heading for a roller coaster ride like there has never yet been. We are heading for an experience which has all up and down, roundabouts and curves around, and believe me, we're going to be strapped into the seat holding on tight for our lives. Believe me, that's where we're going. We're heading for a bumpy system where the economics will not be, where we're going to have to be resisting the slave nations, where we're going to be fighting meaningless wars, we're going to be fighting against the powers that is, we're going to be working ourselves in our memory, we're going to be developing our own mental skill, we're going to be raising ourselves, light and darkness coming together, and it will be a bumpy ride, guys. I'm telling you this right now. It's already been seen, it's already been said. It's not going to be a sudden shift. Oh no, it will continue on like this for a while, and then everything's going to stop. We are the first generation to really have the... We're the second generation to have the capacity to kill ourselves. Kill everything on the bloody planet. We have that capacity. We have the ability, but we damn sure better not have the capacity. We are in such interesting times. Disconnectedness and yet a connectedness of ourselves as we come together. We realize our disconnected selves and we come together as a group. People in apartments that live next to each other yet know each other as much as a stranger would upon the streets. Wives and husbands that fight over one another over pieces and meaningless filth. And being separated and separating themselves, yet knowing each other strangers, but living and bedding with one another. Oh, we live in interesting times. Children that grow up without knowing their parents. Children that may as well have been orphans, but have not, but are not deemed as so. Lifespans, expectancies going up, but yet in others it's going down. Wars being fought, and wars that could break out any time. We are living in a time where things could be interesting. One of the most interesting times of all. We're living in a time where not only within war, but we can learn the capacity to love one another, to raise ourselves, to raise our minds to greater heights within a minimal amount of time. Information is spread by the speed of light. The greatness of our world seen. And yet, where are you left in this system? Where is your point? Where is your effect on the world? People ask that. It is the experience only. Experience only is that effect. You, my friend, are going through this great roller coaster and you wonder which way you're supposed to go, and they're having you turned out your backside in and you wouldn't even know it. But wake-up call is yes, all this is happening. Take a deep breath and accept it. Because here's the thing now. What do you do with it? Do you resist this power? Do you join movement? Do you attempt to live peacefully? Do you live by their rules? Do you work as a sheeple? You now have the choice of where you put your life. And this can affect you in everything in your life, every aspect. It can be left at the exact same. I'll tell you guys, the shift, the changes in life, in our minds itself, is coming. I cannot say which one it will be. whether we will rise to a completely different plane of existence altogether, whether we will blow ourselves up, whether we will become a war scene, whether we will become infected with a pathogen, whether we will learn to build a system of love and a greatness in there. Will we work for each other as much as ourselves? Whether we build a system of one world dominance, political matters, all controlled by individual corporations, where we are nothing more than simply slave labor to them, and the few enjoy the benefits of us all. Yes, my friends, yes, we are going through these times. And yes, all this is occurring. But the change that can occur, if you want this change, if you want to change it towards something lighter, with people who are seen as equals with one another and not separated, must start with you. Everything that is done in this world must start with the individual, must start with you. Whether you choose to occupy Wall Street, whether you choose to take over a server with Anonymous, whether you choose to meditate on peace, whether you choose to do whatever. Resist with violence, with peace, with holding up, whether you choose to go along with the system, to fight for them, to join them. Whether you choose to join a group that spreads love in a selfless manner, or whether you choose to be selfish, it is entirely your choice. It doesn't matter what you do. I can tell you that I choose peace. I choose to meditate. I choose to support many of the Occupy movements, however, do not support all. I choose that. I choose peace. I choose love, and I choose the caring of all people, and that all people should share the same rights. However, that is my choice. Yours is what will make it. And it is, as I said, the world is simply an experience. Intrigue yourself in these matters. Look them up and do your research as to who holds the power. It is the banks. It truly is. It is the big banks, the federal banks, the European-controlled system, the African-controlled system of monetary values, and they all go back to cornfields in Iowa and such, and they all go back to the big banking. They all go back to ancient family lines even. Those who had power held on to power. Those who seek power gain it through the selfish means, through sacrifice and blood work and the shedding of sweat and tears of others. It is the way the world works. I choose to resist that. However, I do not do that with violence. Nor will I endorse any form of violence. However, the choice to do what is to be done is yours. For me, the only time I say that violence will be any answer is when me, myself, and I, and you are backed up against the wall. And there is no other choice. You either whip out the spear and stab the lion in the eye, or you die. That is the only time I would fight. I say peace and love and respect for fellow humankind. And if everyone, or even half the people in the world held respect and love for the fellow man. Just simply the act of respect. Not even love. Although love is an amazing thing and that should be first. But respect for the fellow man, for anyone on the street that they see, and held some form of respect to them, no matter what they are or what they've done, until they did something to unearn that, then the world would be so much better. Our fine president, if I met him on the street, I would not disrespect him. If I met him at a private, closed behind doors and no one could see except me and him, I would not disrespect him. Until he affected me in some way. And even then I would not disrespect. He would simply lose that respect that I would have for him. All people should be respected as equals. It does not matter what man or what power has. It does not matter me or your race or your skin or your gender preference, whatever. Respect and love. Above foremost of it. Foremost greatest gift, as the Bible said, was love. This is true. We forget that. We also forget that your first Christians were complete pacifists. They didn't lift a hand to save their own life. We forget that the ideological systems which we're all built on, which we are all sucked into, become altered and twisted. Some of the Occupy movements, even them become twisted. However, I do say that they are one of the best ways to resist. I'll risk being beaten. I'll risk be putting down that way. I'll risk it. If only to help spread love and respect to one another. Fellow man. Do what you have to do. Live your life as best you can. But this is all an experience. You came here, you looked for this experience. You stuck your nose in the, hate to use this language, but the shit fest. I'll tell you, there's going to be a lot of shit. As I said, I'm going to use this language. There's going to be a lot of shit. But here's the thing, you'll find that there is more that come from this experience. You will believe. You will find a diamond among it. That's for sure. Just gotta learn to accept it and gotta learn to live. That is the way. Gotta love the young. That's the way it's meant to be. I'm gonna do a new saying at the end of my videos. Peace, love, and happiness. Peace, love, and happiness. Think about it. Isn't that all what every person wants? Now, as I will say, peace, love, and happiness.